Welcome to First in Main, the City of Winston-Salem's podcast about the staff and the programs that serve the Twin Cities residents each and every day. I'm your host, Brandii Little, and today I'm excited to sit down with Kaitlin Chamberlain from the Stormwater Division to talk about all the great activities happening around Creek Week this month. There's so much cool stuff to go over, so stick around. We're about to get into it. All right, today I am speaking with Kaitlin Chamberlain about this year's Creek Week activities going on in Winston-Salem and other areas nearby. Kaitlin, welcome to First in Main. So Kaitlin, tell our listeners a little bit about what the Stormwater Division does and what your job is there.
Yeah, so basically, stormwater is any water that falls from the clouds. Mm-hmm. So whether that be snow or rain or sleet or any of the fun stuff that we got this year, rain hits. We did get a lot of precipitation this year so far. Anytime that precipitation hits our pavement, it washes off everything that's on the pavement and goes into our storm drains. And a common misconception is that water that goes into the storm drains gets cleaned before it's put back into the river, but that's not true. Ooh. So we have a creek system that is fed directly by rainwater and everything from the storm drains. So anything that goes in the storm drains goes directly in our creek, and that's where we come in. So in the Stormwater Division, we monitor stream quality, we test all of the waters and creeks all around the city, and that's from the state requirements that we have, but also just to monitor our streams in extra ways. In addition to that, we help people with drainage problems, make sure our streets don't flood. And my job as a senior community educator is to make sure that the pollutants that we are seeing the most often from our water quality sampling is taught to the public in a way that they can understand in ways that we know we can do something about it. If the pollutants that we're seeing the most are things that we can prevent, I want to teach people how to do that.
That's what's up. Now, I know that when people hear Creek Week, they think about exploring and cleaning up the creeks, but there's a lot more to it than that, right?
There is. Those are definitely fun parts of Creek Week and some of my favorites, but there's really something for everybody at Creek Week. On top of the cleanups and splashing around in the creek, there's also classes for homeowners. If you want to learn how to stabilize the soil in your yard, there's a class for that. There's a lot of professional development opportunities. If you're an environmental educator, you can earn credits towards your certification with a lot of these events. In addition to that, there's story times for the kids in the libraries to improve literacy. There's planting parties that we can install native plants to stabilize creek banks, and just fun stuff like fishing too.
So the big event everyone looks forward to is this jamboree, right? Yeah. For folks who've never been, tell us a little bit more about that.
The jamboree is really the culmination of everybody that is involved with Creek Week being in one place. A great part about Creek Week is that it's really a collaborative effort. So the people that lead it are local government stormwater divisions like me, also the Village of Clemens, the Town of Kernersville, and also environmental organizations around the area like Yadkin Riverkeeper, Sierra Club, Forsyth Audubon, and just so many more that I can't even think to name all of it.
That's a lot.
So this year, the Jamboree is on Sunday, March 22nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the 4th of July Park in Kernersville. And everybody's there that helps with Creek Week events throughout the week. And we have tables with educational materials. We have games for kids. This year we'll have a live creek crawl there. So we're lucky to have it in a place with a creek that flows through the park. So we'll be flipping rocks and finding bugs, and also learning about all of the animals that live in the creek and all the good work that the organizations who are putting on events during Creek Week are doing year-round as well.
Okay. Well, a lot of people in the community really enjoy pitching in and helping out the environment and the community building of it all. So what kinds of opportunities are there for, regular folks?
If you want to get involved, there are so many opportunities here. So it's not just showing up and listening or doing something fun. You can plug in and learn things from groups who have so much to teach us about the environment and wildlife around here, and you can get involved with them year-round. And you'll meet a lot of like-minded people by going to these events. So if you're looking for new people to connect with in the community, these are the events for you, especially if you're interested in the environment. If you go to an event like a volunteer pickup event, you'll meet a bunch of people like you that also enjoy helping our community, picking up trash. Or if you're going to, Forsyth Audubon runs this really cool event called Flirting. So you walk down Newell Massey Greenway and you bird all the way down, and they have guides that will tell you what birds you're hearing, what birds you're seeing. And then on the way back, everybody picks up all the trash they saw. Oh. So it's a 2-in-1 event, and you're doing really cool work and also doing something really fun.
It sounds like there's a lot going on. I understand you've got a web tool to help people find activities. How does that work? And where can people find it?
ForsythCreekWeek.org just got revamped this year, so we're really excited about that because we have so many activities, like hundreds of activities. We know that it's really important for people to be able to find the events that they are interested in. So if you go to ForsythCreekWeek.org and go to the events tab, there's search tags on the left-hand side. So if just looking at the calendar as a whole, there are just so many events. It's overwhelming. So you really want to use the search tool to narrow down the tags which are interesting to you. Okay. So like your age, which city you're in if you don't want to drive to different places around the county, or any interests like wildlife study, volunteer events, things for children, preschool age, teenage. You can really find anything you want on there, and a lot of results will pop up for anything you're interested in.
Wow. Okay. Well, part of what we do on this podcast is just make residents aware of all the great city and county services out there. But sometimes we like to highlight the big picture too. What we hope residents get out of all these things we put on, such as this big picture here for Creek Week. What's up with it?
The big picture of Creek Week is that we want to keep our water healthy for everybody. So we're connecting our community to the water that connects us all. There are so many tiny things in the creek that are really sensitive to pollution. So if we can reduce pollution and save those tiny things that live in the creek, those tiny things are going to feed the turtles that we love seeing on the logs at Salem Lake. And they're also going to feed the salamanders that we love to find when we flip rocks, or the or squirrels and fish and herons that we see on the side of our rivers. Those things are really important to people that live in Winston-Salem, and so is healthy drinking water. We get our water from Salem Lake and the Yadkin River, and those are both watersheds that we need to protect with everything that we have. So Creek Week helps people have an emotional connection to the land and the water that we have. It helps people grow awareness of what's going on in our community, what's going on with our water, and actionable ways that we can help the water and keep it safe for everybody.
Well, Kaitlin, thank you. Thank you so much for coming and speaking with us about Creek Week and all the great work your division does for our listeners. Creek Week is March 21st through March 29th, and you can find out more at ForsythCreekWeek.org. Listeners, before you click away, don't forget to subscribe so you get alerts for every episode. You can find us on YouTube through cityofws.org or your favorite podcast platform by searching First and Main. Remember, spell out the word first. First and Main, Winston-Salem. Until next time, I'm Brandii Little, reminding you that when we work together, Winston-Salem thrives.